It's January 10th, 2025, and we've got a lot of weather to talk about still as our ongoing winter storm is well underway now in the Mid-South, moving over into the Mid-Atlantic, and boy, has this one been a little bit of an overperformer. The first thing I noticed this morning was how far south the rain-snow line is. It's snowing heavily in Atlanta. Yesterday, we talked about how it was likely that the majority of the storm would be rain for Atlanta, so the cold air maintained much farther south than what we expected. That's leading to heavier snowfall rates in places like Tupelo, even Birmingham, Huntsville, Alabama, Chattanooga, down towards Atlanta. And man, it's crazy. It's probably going to snow quite heavily for some period of time in Myrtle Beach today. So a lot of this energy is actually taking away from the energy that we originally expected in Middle Tennessee. But since we have such cold air up here, every single snowflake's going to stick. So I still expect to see a respectable amount of snow in Nashville over to Knoxville, even up into portions of Kentucky and southern portions of Illinois and Indiana, where we are experiencing heavy snow right now. But man, this has turned out to be quite a surprise for our folks in the deep south. I'm sure it's a mess on the roads right now in Atlanta. The good news is there was a winter storm warning in effect, and we knew that there were going to be major impacts. Honestly, I just thought it would be more sleet and freezing rain than snow. But this system is going to continue to slide off to the east, and the warm nose is going to slowly creep off to the north the farther east it goes. It's not going to be all snow the whole time in Atlanta. There will be a point where we switch over to sleet and freezing rain, but honestly, you're going to end up with a lot more snow than what we originally projected. Snow is going to continue in Memphis for a little while longer as well, so get ready for that. And then I think by the time this video goes up, the hardest hit areas will be in this general vicinity right here. It's going to be working towards Charlotte, Greensboro, Greenville, Virginia Beach tonight, and even Washington, D.C. I expect you guys are going to see some snow out of this before it's all said and done. I invite y'all to please keep sending me your snow reports over on Twitter or through email, pics@ryanhaulyall.com. This is Lucy in Germantown, Tennessee, with already about 3 to 4 y'alls of snow. We've got quite a bit of snow over here in Harrison, Arkansas as well, right at 5 or 6 inches. How about you over there in Jackson, Tennessee, already with 4? And more is definitely on the way over here. And then look at this. We don't have a measurement on top of this table, but that looks like about a foot of snow in Greenwood, Arkansas. So a lot of people are getting more snow than what we anticipated. And I mentioned this, there's going to be some places that are surprised and some places that are disappointed. I think more places are ending up surprised than anything. All right, so this is what the radar could look like today around 3 p.m. Eastern. Remember, the HRRR has done a really bad job of depicting where the rain and snow line is going to be. So it's probably going to continue to be much farther south than this, but I expect to see heavy snow across the entire state of Tennessee still by 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be moving into more northern portions of upstate South Carolina. It's going to be moving into the Charlotte region, western portions of Virginia. It'll be snowing all across Indiana as well, but it'll be a lighter snow than what we're experiencing farther to the south. Light snow also up there in Michigan around this time. Heavy snow is going to be breaking out in my neck of the woods over here in eastern Kentucky between 6 and 8 p.m. That'll also work into Charleston, West Virginia. First flakes will start flying around Richmond at this time. Snow is going to be tapering off in Illinois and Indiana. And also, the snow will pretty much be over from Nashville to Memphis. Tupelo, you guys are going to be done with snow by 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. It's going to be a mess in Charlotte. I think most of this will fall as snow, but there is a chance that we see some sleet and freezing rain. So get ready for that. Some intermittent power outages are going to be possible, even where it's all snow, because this is a heavy, wet snow that could weigh down on tree branches and cause power lines to snap and stuff like that. So continuing on to about 11 p.m. tonight, this is when it's going to be snowing in Washington, D.C. Virginia Beach should be receiving a thumping at this time from some heavy snow. Also, a lot of northern portions of North Carolina will be getting hit by snow. It's going to be wrapping up in Knoxville. It'll be done snowing in Huntsville and Birmingham. So I expect that the snow will be done in Atlanta by this time. We're going to see snow across the entire state of Ohio by 11 p.m. and it'll be just now moving into Pittsburgh and places like that, where a light snow will continue until about 5 a.m. This is when we can expect to see the heaviest snow in southern Maryland, portions of Delaware, southern New Jersey, but it'll be a very quick hitting snow that even tries to graze portions of Long Island, Cape Cod, and there's going to be some residual flakes up here in Maine as well. But the storm's going to be pretty much over by early in the morning on Saturday. And this is going to leave a widespread swath of 2 to 4 inches of snow with a pretty thin band of higher than that, probably 3 to 6 inches. There's going to to be a couple places that see more than 6 inches of snow around Charlotte up to Virginia Beach. So get ready for that. It's going to be a very impactful storm, especially on the roads. Make sure you're not going out if you don't have to be out. Another thing that's going to be happening during the progression of this storm that you can't really see on radar is another system is going to be kind of pouring out of Canada into the Rockies here, which is going to push even more strong winds over southern portions of California. We could expect winds up to 60 miles per hour today, where some of the big fires are still happening. And that's why we have a critical fire risk today in Southern California. This does include the greater eastern Los Angeles area, all the way down past Long Beach towards San Diego, Riverside. This is a critical fire risk, so get ready for new fires to potentially break out down here, and they're going to spread rapidly just like they did the other day with the non-stop Santa Ana winds. Outside of that, looking forward into the future, once we get our current storm out of our hair, our attention's going to switch over to this next system that's coming out of Canada into the Rockies, Intermountain West, and Central Plains. That's going to turn into a pretty decent clipper for you guys up here in the Great Lakes region, Ontario, even over into Quebec. I think that you guys are going to get a decent amount of snow out of this, and it's also going to be quite windy associated with that low pressure system and the big high pressure system that's moving in behind it. So get ready for some blowing and drifting snow, some very cold temperatures up there around the Great Lakes. Some of that snow might make it down into the Appalachian Mountains on Monday, and we are going to see a plume of heavier rain potentially impact the deep south, especially along the Gulf Coast from Louisiana over to Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina through the day on Monday. But other than that, things are quite calm in the near future. We are going to continue to see our trough dig down in the east. This is going to lead to persistent cold temperatures anywhere east of the Mississippi River. Slowly but surely, warm air advection is going to take place over here in the west, leading to a large ridge, and some of those warmer temperatures are probably going to make it into the Central Plains by the middle to end of this week. But man, that cold air just doesn't want to go anywhere for us in the east. It's going to remain cold through a lot of Texas, even through Tuesday, January 14th. It's going to remain cold in the Ohio Valley especially, but notice what I'm talking about here. The farther into the future we go, there's a little bit of warming that tries to happen over here, but it just does not propagate east of the Mississippi River. We're going to be dealing with this cold for the foreseeable future. I mean, some of the models, and this is the GFS ensemble, so this is a pretty realistic view at the future here. A lot of the models are projecting another major Arctic blast that could be more intense than the one that we just saw coming through around January 20th through the 21st, which would affect most of the United States. This would likely set the stage for more major snowstorms in the south, which is crazy. This is going to be a very memorable winter for a lot of us over here in the central and eastern portions of the United States. And remember, some of our biggest snowstorms ever usually don't happen until February and March. So this is something that we're going to be talking about for the next couple of months. Climate Prediction Center shows that below average temperature area hanging on to the southeast. There's going to be a brief moment where the central states try to warm up, but remember, after January 19th, I think we're going to hit another major cold blast again, and I'll have more updates for you on that on Monday when we have more data. In the meantime, enjoy your snow, everybody in the south. This is going to be the most snow a lot of you have seen in years, so be careful if you have to be out there on the roads. If you don't have to be on the roads, don't go. And also, please continue to send us those snow reports. I want to see everybody's snow. Even if you've just gotten barely a coating, if you've gotten 6 inches a foot, please send us your reports over there on Twitter and through our email address. That would be highly appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.